What's up guys, welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel, here to react to the Champions League group stage draw. And once again, very interesting group for Inter. Finally, it's not a group of death. It's not the group that, just makes Interisti swallow up their heart and just like cry. Ever since Inter have got back into the Champions League the last couple of years, it's nice being back, but every year we've got such a hard group. We've always ended up in the group of death, and this year it's a tough group, but it's not the group of death. I'm just going to give my thoughts and opinions on the group, and obviously I want to know you guys' opinions as well, so make sure to comment down below what your thoughts are on the group and who you're glad that we got and who you would have liked to get and what you think Inter's chances are to progress. Most important thing is that we avoided Bayern Munich, because at the moment they're an absolute machine. Group A, that looks like a very hard group. You've got Bayern Munich, Atletico, Salzburg, Lokomotiv Moscow. That's going to be a very interesting group to watch. We definitely got one of the pot one teams that should have been avoided, Real Madrid, champions of Spain. Definitely a team that you don't want to be playing, but it's a good change. Usually we kept getting Barcelona. It's good that we didn't get Barcelona this year. We got Real Madrid, nice different challenge going to the Bernabeu. We'll see, if the crowd is coming back or not by then, but I doubt it. On paper, not as scary as some teams out there. Obviously, since Ronaldo left, Real Madrid don't have that. There's not that fear factor. There's not the same effect that you have against other teams. But still, Real Madrid will always be Real Madrid. Still a top team. Still Benzema, Ramos, Toni Kroos. Toni Kroos is my favorite player in world football, so I'll be very interested to watch Toni Kroos play against my favorite team. But then when we came to the pot two teams, we got one of the teams that we probably would have wanted to get, which is Shakhtar Donetsk. And let's not forget, we smashed those boys, the Ukrainian boys, only like a month or two ago, like 5-0. Shakhtar obviously will be out for revenge, out for blood against Inter, trying to get revenge for that Europa League matchup. Always a tricky one, especially when you go to Donetsk's ground. Again, hopefully the crowds won't be back, because that can be a hostile stadium to go into. But without the crowds, it should be, once again, I think it should be doable. We are definitely the second best team in the group, because the last team, the pot 4 team that we picked, is probably one of the harder ones actually. Borussia Mönchengladbach. I'm not sure if Inter ever faced them in the past, but they're an interesting team, coached by a very interesting upcoming coach called Marco Rose. So they're not to be underestimated. I feel like them and Shakhtar are almost a similar level. So the thing about this group, it might not be the group of death, but there's no whipping boys in this group. There's no Slavia Praha, even though in the end Slavia Praha did turn out to be a interesting challenge. There was a big gap in quality between Slavia Praha, Dortmund and Barcelona last year, if you remember. Praha ended up picking up very few points in the end, whereas here I feel like Shakhtar and Gladbach, they'll be very evenly matched up when they're playing against each other. In general, it's quite a balanced group, but once again, I think Real Madrid obviously are favourites to be first, Inter second. But this Inter team, with this deep squad, Antonio Conte's second year, change of mentality, we have to go for it. This is the year. This is the best chance we're going to get to finally progress out of the group stage, because last year it was between Inter and Dortmund. Even before when the group was announced, it was 50-50, you could say, between Inter and Dortmund. Very similar squads. Dortmund with more European experience, more youthful exuberance and talent in their side. But I thought maybe Antonio Conte could have got that extra bit out of the team and got us through, but it didn't quite work out, with the injuries we had. But in general, we bottled it. And then the year before, if you remember, PSV was a group that should have been that we should have secured. Tottenham weren't playing well. They struggled against us, and then we just bottled it on the last match day. So this is what we need to make sure, that this time we secure the qualification before the last match day. So yeah, all in all, not a bad group for me. Definitely much better than last year. Not the ideal group, obviously, but still not too bad. I'm looking forward to watching these matches. Romelu Lukaku's Belgian teammate, Thibaut Courtois, former Chelsea teammate as well, tweeted out with the side-eye emoji. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Courtois has worked his way back into being an elite keeper after he had that drop in form, so that will be a interesting duel between him and Lukaku, and who again says after 10 years against each other, and then someone corrects him. But yeah, that will be an interesting matchup there. And then obviously at Gladbach, we've got a familiar face in Valentino Lazzaro, who says, what's a draw? Ci vediamo Inter. Let's go Borussia. He's there on a loan with the option to buy, which I doubt they'll take up, because I think the option to buy is around 18-20 million euros, which is pretty expensive for a team like Gladbach. So he has to be really, perform if he wants to stay on. And obviously I'll do more detailed previews when we get closer to those matches, but I'm looking forward to those. In general, the other draws, especially for the Italian teams, not too bad. Lazio got, probably, one of the best groups, really, one of the most balanced groups. Club Brugge, Dortmund, Zenit, not too bad at all. Dortmund probably the favourite in that group, but then Lazio can definitely, do well in that group, and they should do well. Although I feel like once again they'll embarrass Italy in Europe, as they often do. Juventus got Barcelona, but this is not the usual Barcelona. This is a Barcelona in transition. Let's see what type of Barcelona there will be. But yeah, apart from Barcelona, Dinamo Kiev, Ferencvaros, never heard of them. So it should be, progression for Juventus there. But, obviously they won't win the Champions League because they never do. It's not in the DNA. Atalanta got a little bit unlucky, I feel, but they should be, at least second in that group, because it's not the same Ajax from a couple of years ago that lost a lot of players. Obviously Liverpool, big favourites there, and then Michelin should be in theory the whipping boys, and hopefully Atalanta do Italy proud in the Champions League again, because they did really do well. I wonder if they're going to play at San Siro again, because last year they had to play at San Siro because I think their stadium didn't meet the criteria. Not sure what it's going to be this year, but yeah, looking forward to watching Atalanta, Liverpool, and Atalanta Ajax. Those should be some good matches. Group H is also pretty balanced. Leipzig, Man United, and Paris, Istanbul, Başakşehir. Group E, Chelsea, man, these guys always get lucky in the group stage draw. Sevilla, Krasnodar, Rennes. Another balanced group apart from Krasnodar. Sevilla probably want to finish third just so they can go to their actual competition, the Europa League, and win that again. Man City once again got a easier group. Marseille, Olympiacos, Porto. Porto probably would have been one of the first pot teams that we wanted. Zenit, Porto, Sevilla probably would have been ideal for Inter. But all in all, not too bad. It's there's no group of death actually this year. I don't think there is. I wouldn't call any of these a group of death really. Inter's group is definitely the most balanced, I would say. Group A is a difficult one with Bayern, Atletico, Salzburg, and Lokomotiv. But I feel like in general, I think Group B is the most balanced, and there's no actual group of death. But yeah, interesting matches overall. Really interested to see the matches. A lot of watchable matches, definitely. But yeah, that was my quick reaction on the Champions League group stage draw. As I said, I think we should finish second at least in that group. We should go to the Bernabeu trying to get a result. No small team mentality, big team mentality. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this group. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, a thumbs up. Make sure to support the channel. And I'll see you for the next match, Inter's next match, which is against Lazio. Ciao.